morning and welcome back to Keep Moving with the Senior Center. I'm Amy Beck, the Director of Senior Services, and I have Jessica McNult here with me as well. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Amy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine, thanks. And it is always a busy day at the Senior Center, and we have so many exciting things coming up. One of them is coming up live on HCAM and on YouTube, which is our bocce throwdown with the fire department and the police department. And that's coming up September 14th, which is a Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we hope you join us either on TV or, you can always stop by and watch it live here at the Senior Center. The Senior Center is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4, and Monday to Thursday, 8:30 to 4, and Friday, 8:30 to 2. And as always, the information of our programs and our services can be found online. But hopefully you've been receiving your newsletter, and this is what it looks like in the mail. And in it is all the information from telephone numbers to contact people and ways to sign up for the programs that we have going on daily, whether it's exercise or whether it's lunch. Arts and crafts, everything we've got, and we'll talk a little more about that later. But this morning, I'm really excited to welcome Jim Bright, who has been kind of the spearhead in helping us get a repair cafe going here at the Senior Center. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. Doing great. How are you doing?
Just fine, thanks. I know this has been in the works for several years now, and we're really excited to finally get it going. We thought we were going to have our first repair cafe back in 2020, but COVID came along and changed that for us. But here we are finally able to offer it. And I know, Jessica's been working really hard with you to get this going. And I'll let her take over here and have you help us tell people what a repair cafe is.
Great. So, Jim, let's jump right in. What is the Repair Cafe? Can you kind of walk us through it?
Great. It's a community event where basically neighbors are helping neighbors. The idea is we all have something around the house that, or most of us do, that doesn't work quite right. That is a lamp with a switch that doesn't turn on reliably, a chair with a wobbly leg, garden shears that don't cut properly anymore, and so forth. And there are also people in the community who enjoy fixing stuff and tinkering. The community, the Repair Cafe is simply an effort to bring those people together. So it's an event where people bring in things that need repairing, and others of us who enjoy doing repairing, fix them, if we can. There's no charge. It's simply an enjoyable event on both sides.
So is this a new program or has this been done elsewhere?
It's actually been done a lot of other places. This actually began in the Netherlands years ago, apparently as an effort to try to cut down on waste and the junk that really is fixable that winds up going to landfills. And since then, it's spread to a number of countries. It's been run in this country for a number of years. And in fact, there have been something like 30 or so communities in Massachusetts who've run these. I personally participated in a couple in Sudbury. Framingham does one every year, and so forth. So we figured this is the kind of thing that would play very well here in Hopkinton. We got a lot of very capable people who can contribute.
Great. So what types of items? I know you mentioned garden shears, but what types of items can be repaired that day?
Okay, so frequently we do a lot of sharpening. That may be everything from garden clippers and those loppers that people use to kitchen knives to I've even done sewing scissors and so forth. The one thing we can't do on the sharpening side is serrated knives. That's a special sharpening task, so we can't do those. But pretty much all sorts of other things we can help with. But then as far as furniture, well, the sky's the limit. It basically, often it's bits of small tables, small chairs, things that people can carry in, of course. Lamps often need rewiring of some sort. And I should mention the way that works, by the way, because people may know that their lamp doesn't work right, but they don't know exactly what they need to fix it. So what they would do is bring it in. We'll have one of our repair volunteers pull it apart and see if they can identify what's broken, what's not working right. And they then may give that back and say, okay, see this? This is the thing you need a new one of. And they may then send the person who needs the repair done off to, say, Lowe's or the local Hopkinton lumber store to pick up a replacement part, come back, and then our volunteer will put it in place and fix the device for them. We can, of course, in advance guess at what all the hardware that might be needed. So that's the way we deal with that. We do expect people to stay with us as we're doing the repair in general, except for going out to buy parts. Partly so they can see what's done and maybe even learn a little something that maybe would allow them to do that repair themselves in the future.
Right. So are there things that can't be repaired? Are there things that we are saying we are not touching? I know you mentioned serrated knives. Are there other things that are kind of outside of the scope of a repair cafe?
Boy, that's a really open-ended question, Jessica, and a great one. I think the best thing to do is to let people know that if they have something that looks complex, say an appliance of some sort would be the logical one, or maybe they're having a computer problem. Boy, I don't know if we can help or not. What they should do is, I think, call the senior center where you have a list and they can put it down. We'll check with our volunteers and see if we've got that kind of skill. So we'll try to respond, but certainly there's no open-ended, infinite capability here. We'll do the best we can.
Great. So let's say someone brings in something that can't be repaired. It's beyond repair. It requires too many parts, and they just say, what should we do with those? How should we handle that?
We aren't a junk store. We can't take care of that. We need whoever brought it in to take it back with them, and then they can do with it as they like. They may get it repaired elsewhere, or they may decide to trash it. But we certainly don't want to leave stuff there at the senior center.
That is a great response. So we've talked a lot about these potential people who have items, and you kind of touched on a little bit pre-registering. Do they need to pre-register? Should they pre-register? Should they just show up the day of? How are we gonna get people's repair items cataloged?
Great point. Well, it would be a good idea to let us know in advance, just so that we're prepared for what they're bringing in. But if people just show up, that's perfectly fine. We'd be happy to take them. We just may or may not be set to repair that particular item that they bring in. So certainly don't want to keep anybody away, but we just will be better prepared if you let us know in advance.
And I will mention, if you may have to wait a little longer if you walk in off the street with something and we don't know that we can fix it. You may have to wait a little longer.
Yes, typically, of course, since people come in at various times, sometimes we can take them right away. Sometimes there are a line of 2 or 3 people in front, and we'll have coffee and a place where people can sit and chat while they wait for their stuff their number to come up.
So when is the Repair Cafe? Where is the Repair Cafe?
Great question. So it's coming up on Saturday, the 24th of September. It'll be in the morning from 9 to noon. And it'll be right there at the Senior Center in the great big room, which is a terrific facility. We'll look forward to seeing everybody there.
And let me add one thing to that. Again, remember, if you show up at 5 of 12, you may not be able to be helped. So we do suggest you show up earlier in the day. If someone's able to give you the heads up, if you need to go out and get a part, that would be the time to go do it. So again, please make sure you time your visit with us accordingly.
Great point, Amy. Thank you. Yes, right.
So I think a big question that comes up whenever we have things going on through the senior center, do I have to be a senior to utilize the Repair Cafe?
Ah, terrific question. No, absolutely not. Anybody, this is open to the community. So if we can help, we'll be delighted to help. So anyone can come in. As I said before, there's no charge.
And now I know we've been talking about this on HCAM on some of our other shows, other Keep Moving. We've had it in our newsletter. But if someone is watching this for the first time and learning about the Repair Cafe, are they able to volunteer? And if so, how do they go about doing that? If someone would like to join the Repair Cafe.
Great point. Yes, we would be delighted to have volunteer folks who enjoy doing the repairs. We have some, but we'd be delighted to have more. And so they can do that, I think, by calling you, or there's also the website they can go to that is available. Now, Jessica, I'm not sure where people should go to get to that website.
Yep. So that website, it is available. So you can find links to it pretty easily on our Facebook page. However, you can also go to the Hopkinton Lions Facebook page, or sorry, website, and it is right there on their homepage. We are partnering with the Lions Club to provide this Repair Cafe, and they have very generously created that website. And that is kind of a really great homepage for information for volunteers and for the fixers and the items to be fixed. So that is available on Facebook, and on the Lions homepage, you can find a link to it.
And Jessica, if people weren't comfortable with going online, they could always phone the senior center and just give that information to the front desk, could they not?
Absolutely. At the senior center, anytime you have a question, you can always give us a call. Our number here is 508-497-9730. So don't feel like you have to go online. You can absolutely always call us. You can always come in during our regular hours and ask questions. If we don't know the answer right away, we will always find out and get that information to you. We don't want people to feel frustrated that they can't find the information they're looking for.
Jessica, I wanted to add one other point, which is simply to recognize the amount of support we've gotten from the community. So the Senior Center and you folks and Amy and so forth have been wonderfully supportive and helpful. The Women's Club of Hopkinton has been very supportive. The Historical Society has been supportive. The Lions Club has been very helpful and important in helping us organize this. So we should recognize that there are a lot of people contributing to make this a success.
Absolutely. That is one of the great things about Hopkinton is we really come together as a community to support programs and initiatives across ages and across departments and throughout the community. So I think we've wrapped up most of our questions today about the Repair Cafe. Is there any last thought you have, Jim, that you'd like to share with our viewers?
I guess just simply to recognize it's the first one that we've done. I'm sure there'll be a few things that we decide we want to improve in the future, and we'll be looking for suggestions, but everyone is welcome, and I think it'll be a very constructive and helpful event.
No, thank you, Jim. And I know that we're really excited to have it here. Again, like I said, this has been in the works. So we hope to see you all at our Repair Cafe on Saturday, September 24th from 9 to 12. Again, we are talking smaller items. No items with oil or gas are we able to work with. And if you have any questions about whether it's something that you can get fixed, you need to give us a call or check the websites and go on there and check that out. Again, Jessica gave the number as 508-497-9730 of the Senior Center. And so give us a call. I know we're excited about doing this, and we hope to see you all there. And again, thank you, Jim, for bringing this to us and sticking with us through COVID till we can finally have our first Repair Cafe here in Hopkinton.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
So, you know, as Jessica and I've discussed in the past, we have all sorts of activities, and I know Jessica's excited to tell about a few others coming up. Again, I had mentioned the bocce, so let's make sure you come down. It is always a great time here at the Senior Center in the afternoon. We do have a rain date if for some reason we get blessed with some rain again of Wednesday, September 14th. Let's hope we don't. And if it is rainy that day, we will move our program to the 15th. So Jessica, what else is coming up?
Yes, fantastic. So I have my handy dandy newsletter right here. I use my newsletter just like we tell you to read your newsletter. We always have additional copies available in-house. So as Amy said, we have our bocce tournament we are very excited about. We also next week are having another installment of our art appreciation program with Jill Sanford. She has been doing some really great art appreciation, art history programs for us. They are enjoyed by those who come. I highly recommend. They're not just for artists. They are for everyone. Anyone who is interested in talking about art, hearing about the history of art, certainly come and check that out. We love those programs. Next week, her topic is going to be on cityscapes. And so that'll be a pretty exciting program. She'll be covering a variety of different artists. And that's a free program that people can really come and engage in art and really appreciate it. Another thing, I know I mentioned this on a previous episode, but we have a slew of exercise programs. We have exercise programs here 4 days a week. And you do not need to feel concerned or afraid to jump in and join a class. If you have never taken Zumba, if you have never taken Tai Chi, that does not mean that you have to wait until we start a new class. You can come anytime and take a class for the first time. We are always welcoming to beginners. You are not setting the class behind because you're new. You're not setting them back in their lesson plan. So I just want people to know, I know with the fall, you maybe took the summer off, kind of spent it with family, maybe hung out at home, whatnot, and you're looking to get out of the house. Always, always, always feel like you can come here and participate in a program. If you are a beginner or a first-time participant in any of our programs, we welcome you. We are not going to send you away and tell you, you missed the first class of Mahjong, you can't play. We will work to make sure you learn the rules and get you into Mahjong, to get you into whatever activity you are excited about. With that, I will say we have some new programs coming out for the fall. We just started a new canasta class on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in learning for the first time on brushing up on your canasta, please feel free to come on out. That's Tuesday afternoons, 1 o'clock. And that again is open to experts down to people who have never shuffled a deck of cards. We will make sure that you get to participate. And I also want to mention, we have a lot of non-program ways for you to get involved. If you don't want to come to a class, you don't want to come to a program, you can still come here and hang out anytime that we are open. We have people here 5 days a week who come and they sit in the lobby, they have a cup of coffee, maybe they use our computers, they check a book out of our lending library, they browse our thrift store, and they don't participate in any specific program, and yet they're out of the house, they're socializing, they're engaging with their community, and there's always something for them to do here. So you don't only have to come when there's a program. You can come by anytime that we are open, and you are not a burden. You are not a problem. You are always welcome. We love it when we come out and people come to visit, just for the sake of visiting. I think it's one of our favorite things here.
And heading into the fall, I just want to say our lobby, we have a fireplace, and when that lights up and everyone's hanging out around it, even if you're just reading a book, I'm telling you, it's the most, it's a lot nicer than sitting in my office, and I love getting out and seeing everyone doing that. So feel free to just stop by. And if you've never been here before, I also want to say we have plenty of people who'd be willing to take you for a tour and show you around the building. So come on by.
Absolutely. So with that, I think I've kind of wrapped up some of our programs. We are going to be getting into, as we move into the fall, you will be hearing more information online and in our newsletters. We will be working with fuel assistance in the next couple of months. That will kind of start ramping up again for the fall with our outreach program. So be on the lookout for more information from outreach, again, in our newsletter, on our social media, on our websites, right here on HCAM. You know, keep your eye out, because we are getting out there in the community.
You know, and one other thing I did want to mention, we have a great program also coming up at the end of September called Portraits of Dementia. We have a portrait photographer who has done a number of programs around the state, and he shows, he's a storyteller and a photographer, and he has an exhibit, and he'll be talking to us a little bit about and showing us a lot of his pictures. As this is all part of Hopkinton becoming an age and dementia friendly community. And if you have questions about that, we'd be happy to talk to you. We have a great group who are really putting together and trying to make sure that as a town, we are respectful of those going through different stages in their lives. And so again, you know, make sure you take a look at that and come down for that program. Again, it is in the newsletter, and you will see posters set around town for that as well. So as always, I know Jessica and I say, you know, the best resource, and she showed it to you, and I love showing it as well, is the Hilltopper. It is hopefully in your mailbox if you're a Hopkinton resident and you haven't been receiving it. We do have a mailing list that goes down to age 59 and up. But if you want to get it online, you can certainly go to our website and get the newsletter online, or get a email version sent to you as well. So we would love to have you take advantage of that. So make sure you get in touch with us if you're not receiving it. I don't know if there's anything else this morning, Jessica, but again, you know, we are open, we are busy, we are active, we have lunch every day. Please sign up for that early if you want to come. And the menu is in our newsletter. I don't know any place else that you can get a full complement lunch, from drinks to salad or soup to a full hot meal or a sandwich and dessert for $4 or $5, depending on how you decide to pay for it. So I think that's something to take advantage of. We have wonderful wait staff who are volunteers who, again, love to help out and do what they can to make the senior center a smooth running machine. And if you also don't think you're old enough to take part in any of the activities, I do want to say you can always volunteer. And I know you all have met Robin, who is our new volunteer coordinator. But again, if you would like to just come in and volunteer, reach out to her as well. I think that about sums it up. Jessica, do you have anything else to add today?
I will just agree with you. If you have not come to the Senior Center for lunch, you are missing out. It is the best price. It is the most delicious lunch spot in Hopkinton, hands down.
So again, we hope you all keep moving. We want you to keep moving with the Senior Center, which means come on down as well and join in activities. We hope you take part in our Repair Cafe. I'm really excited to see how that goes. And again, the Repair Cafe is coming up on the 24th of September. It is a Saturday. So you're lucky. We're open occasionally for programs, and that is one of the Saturdays we are open. So again, keep moving and see you all soon.